The mysterious hum. There are stories that creep up quietly, not with the sharp edge of horror or the sudden crack of fear, but with a slow, persistent presence like something humming just beneath your thoughts. Some mysteries scream, but others, they vibrate. This is the story of one such mystery. The mystery known simply as the hum. And as you listen to this story, let yourself experience the kind of tale that doesn't rush, doesn't demand, but settles into the room around you, soft, steady, and deeply unsettling. The story tied to an unexplained low-frequency noise phenomenon that has troubled people for decades. 1. The sound that shouldn't exist. Imagine this. You're lying in bed at night. The world outside is silent. No traffic. No neighbors. No wind. And then you hear it. The low, distant drone like a diesel truck engine rumbling somewhere far away. But when you look outside, there's nothing. No movement. No sound in the environment except the one inside your ears. Some people describe it like the refrigerator humming behind the wall. Others say it feels more like a vibration inside their skull. But the strangest thing, only a small percentage of people can hear it. This means spouses lying next to each other in the same bed have completely different realities. One tosses and turns, unable to escape the sound. The other sleeps peacefully, unaware that anything is wrong. This is the paradox of the hum, real, but selectively heard. Present, yet invisible. As if the world is whispering a secret to some, and not to others. 2. The hum has no home. The hum isn't tied to one city or one story. It moves like a traveler with no allegiance. It has been reported in Taos, New Mexico, Bristol, England, Windsor, Ontario, Auckland, New Zealand, Kokomo, Indiana, Largs, Scotland, Bondi, Australia. Different locations, different people, same low, steady, maddening sound. In each place, a small percentage of residents suddenly began hearing the hum seemingly out of nowhere. Reports often spike for a few weeks or months, then fade or shift to another part of the world. It travels like a wandering ghost. But perhaps the most famous case, the one that brought worldwide attention to the phenomenon, is the Taos hum. 3. The Taos hum. When a town cannot sleep. In the early 1990s, residents of Taos, New Mexico began complaining to officials about a strange noise, persistent, low, and impossible to trace. People described it in startlingly similar ways: a distant engine idling, a vibration more than a sound, a pressure in the ears, a pulsating hum that gets louder at night. About 2% of the population could hear it. That's the strange pattern with the hum. Not everyone perceives it. Only a select few. Scientists were called in, acoustics experts, physicists, environmental engineers. Even the U.S. government took interest. They set up sensitive microphones, seismographs, and equipment designed to detect even the slightest vibration in the earth. And what did they find? Nothing. Or rather, nothing unusual. No machinery. No seismic activity. No explainable source. But the people continued to hear it. And so the hum was officially classified not as a sound, but as a phenomenon. Something that exists because so many people experience it. Yet something that evades every scientific tool we use to measure reality. For the human cost of the hum. For many, the hum is not just an annoyance. It is life-altering. People report insomnia, headaches, dizziness, pressure in the chest, anxiety, the feeling of being watched, sensitivity to vibration, and inability to think clearly because the hum is not simply a sound you hear with your ears. Many describe it as something they feel in their body. A resonance deep in the chest, a tremor behind the eyes, a buzzing in the bones. Imagine trying to sleep while your entire body vibrates at a frequency no one else acknowledges. Some people have moved homes, left towns, or abandoned careers trying to escape it. Others seek medical help, only to be told nothing is wrong. But they know what they hear. They know what they feel. The sound that shouldn't exist, yet does. 5. Theories. Searching for the source. No true atmospheric mystery would be complete without theories. Some scientific, some strange, but all driven by desperation to understand. Here are the most persistent explanations people have proposed for the hum. Theory 1. Industrial machinery, factories, generators, or large-scale mechanical devices operating at a distance. But this theory doesn't hold up. The hum appears in remote places, and industrial noises don't selectively affect only 2% of people. Theory 2. Tinnitus, a plausible explanation except for one detail. People with the hum can hear it only in certain locations. It stops, then they travel. Tinnitus does not work like that. Theory 3. Geological activity. Some believe it may be caused by micro-earthquakes, shifting tectonic plates, volcanic activity deep underground, but seismic sensors detect nothing unusual in hum-affected areas. Theory 4. Military or government projects. This theory gained traction due to local rumors. Some say the hum is caused by long-range communication systems. Others blame submarine detection arrays or experimental weapons. But no official source has ever confirmed such activity. And again, the hum appears in small towns, isolated islands, and quiet villages far from any known military zones. Theory 5. Low-frequency sound waves. Infrasound. This is one of the more scientific explanations. Infrasound is below the range of human hearing, capable of traveling long distances, known to cause feelings of dread, anxiety, and unease. But the issue remains, why can only a small percentage of people detect it? Why does it appear suddenly and vanish without warning? Why do sensitive microphones fail to record it consistently? Some scientists suggest that only certain ears or skull shapes might resonate at the hum's frequency. But this idea remains unproven. Theory 6. Electromagnetic waves. Some researchers believe the hum might not be a sound at all, but an electromagnetic field affecting the auditory nerves directly. This would explain why microphones cannot record it, why some people feel it more than hear it, why it can cause dizziness and pressure in the skull. But again, there is no hard evidence. Theory 7. A collective psychological phenomenon. This is not meant to dismiss the experience, but rather to explain how attention spreads. Yet the consistency of different reports from people who have never met makes this theory difficult to support. Descriptions are eerily similar across countries, languages, and decades. Theory 8. Something else entirely. Some mysteries resist explanation. The hum might be one of them. A natural phenomenon we don't yet understand. A mechanical source we haven't identified. A psychological effect we cannot measure. A resonance between the earth and human perception. Or perhaps something more strange. Something we haven't even begun to imagine. 6. A personal account. It was like the earth was breathing. To understand the emotional weight of the hum, consider one of the many personal stories from people who lived through it. This account comes from a woman in Largs, Scotland. She described lying awake every night, listening to something no one else could hear. She said, "It wasn't a noise, at least, not like any noise I've ever heard. It was like the earth was breathing. The slow, steady pulse. Like something alive. I could feel it rising up through the floor, through the walls, even through my own chest. I thought I was losing my mind. Her husband never heard it, nor did her neighbors. She began keeping a journal, documenting when the hum was loudest. One night at 3:14 a.m., she wrote, "The sound is right next to me, like someone whispering but never speaking." After 3 months, the hum disappeared, just as suddenly as it came. She never heard it again. But she never forgot it. 7. The global pattern. The hum appears suddenly, affects a small percentage of people, lasts for months or years, then fades and reappears elsewhere. It is almost as if it moves, like a migrating creature or atmospheric wave drifting across continents. People who hear it often describe an identical sensation. The sound is everywhere and nowhere at once. Some feel it indoors but not outdoors. Others say the opposite. Some find relief near beaches or forests. Others hear it strongest near water. There is no consistent pattern. Only one rule: the hum chooses who can hear it. 8. The deepest mystery. Why does it target certain people? Scientists have never answered the most chilling question: why do only some people hear the hum? Possible ideas include differences in hearing sensitivity, skull resonance frequencies, electromagnetic sensitivity, psychological susceptibility, environmental exposure, but none are proven. Some hum hearers describe themselves as chosen not in a mystical sense, but in the sense that they were singled out for an experience most people will never understand. Others feel cursed, because once you hear the hum, you cannot unhear it. It embeds itself into your awareness. The presence that follows you. A note that vibrates inside you. A reminder that not all mysteries are seen. Some are heard or felt. 9. The silence after the sound. The most unsettling part of the hum is not the sound itself. It is what happens when it stops. People describe the aftermath as sudden disorientation, overwhelming relief, bringing silence, the sense of emptiness, feeling like something departed. It leaves behind a void, a quiet so deep it becomes eerie. Some people actually miss it, like losing a strange companion. Others fear its return, because if the hum comes back, it rarely leaves quickly. It settles into your life, into your nights, into your thoughts, into the spaces between each heartbeat, until silence becomes a memory. 10. Is the hum a warning, the signal, or an unknown natural force? Nobody knows, but the phenomenon continues quietly, persistently. Reports emerge every year. A new town, a new set of lives disrupted, a new community trying to solve the riddle with no answer. Some believe the hum is a symptom of the planet changing, the resonance caused by shifting magnetic poles and undiscovered atmospheric waves, the global natural rhythm humans were never meant to hear. Others believe it is a sign, a message, a warning. But from whom or from what, no one can say. 11. Final thoughts. The world that still keeps secrets in an age where information is instant, where satellites see everything, where machines measure even the smallest ripple in the air. It is easy to believe the world has no more mysteries. But that belief is an illusion. Because beneath our feet, beyond our hearing, within the vibrations of the earth itself, something hums. Something persistent. Something ancient. Something unexplained. Perhaps someday science will uncover the truth. Or perhaps the hum will remain what it has always been, the whisper from the earth to a chosen few. A reminder that not everything can be measured. Not every mystery wants to be solved. Until then, if you ever find yourself awake at night, and you hear a steady, distant vibration, a low drone that no one else notices, you may have joined the small group of people across the world who know the truth. The hum is real. And it never truly disappears. It simply moves, waiting for the next listener.